It's part two, baby boy. It's part two, baby boy. What you doing on YouTube? You hitting that like, you hitting that subscribe. Let's just jump into it. I'm not even going to give you seconds to react. So, Tim Pool, amongst others, and we're using Tim Pool as the example here because it's too time consuming to prove to you over and over and over again how these things spill. But it's not going to make a difference. And you know why it's not going to make a difference? Because you can extrapolate this, because these are the takes that everybody's having. Why does it keep doing that? So there's already a thing that Tim Pool's doing with a whole other... Why is it doing that? Pat Burke, I'm introducing a bill that allows insurance providers to deny coverage for COVID-related treatment to those who refuse to be vaccinated. Do your part or pay your own way. Freedom isn't free. I don't like that. Tim Pool takes it a step further. Yes, healthcare is not a right. Next up, make fat people have to lose weight to get healthcare. Just saying shit. Just saying shit. Tim Pool, Timcast. 53% of the news Timcast interacts with on Twitter leans left. Top 3 news influencers, Vosh. Top 3 news sources, New York Times, CNN, and Newsweek. He does what I do. Covers things that the other side is talking about. I'm sure if we looked at that on my side, it would probably be like him being probably, I don't know, maybe. We'll find out. I subscribe to a lot more black creators, so maybe not. That's not really showing the aggression here, because there's something that he's talking about that he flooded his timeline with before I wanted to cover this, because obviously the tweet that made me jump into it, maybe I should just go straight down and work my way up. Maybe that would be easier, because this is not a dissertation. So yeah, that's a matter of fact, that's fair. This is not a dissertation, so let's actually do this in a different way. All right, this is the evil of ignorance and zeal. She doesn't care to learn the facts. She doesn't care about what is true. She just spreads lies willfully. Let's see what he's talking about. We'll start here.
You guys, because I have my own show, I have a responsibility to say things that people need to know that aren't being said. It's a cool opportunity that I don't take lightly. There are very big, obvious truths that no one wants to say on TV, but I will. Now, just a few minutes before we started taping the show, Kyle Rittenhouse, the man accused of shooting 3 people during a Black Lives Matter protest, was declared not guilty on all charges. So, I can't believe I have to say this, but
there's a punchline coming, I think.
It's not okay for a man to grab a rifle.
Oh, no. Okay, I apologize for that.
State lines and shoot 3 people and then walk free. It's not okay for the judicial system to be blatantly and obviously stacked against people of color. It's not okay for there to be an entirely different set of rules for white people. But I don't care about Kyle Rittenhouse. I don't care about that racist judge. And I don't care about how up that jury must be. White people have been getting away with murder since time began. I don't care about that. I care about you. And I can't believe I have to say this, but you matter. You matter. Every time one of these verdicts come out, it's easy to feel like you don't, but I'm here to tell you that you do. You matter. You matter so much that the second you start to get a sense that you do, a man will grab a gun he shouldn't have in the first place and travel all the way to another state just to quiet you. That's the power you have. So don't forget it.
Okay, I think that's over extrapolating. I think that's over extrapolating. I think that's over extrapolating Oh shit, something happened? Wow, yeah, definitely clapped. Wow, told you. Yes, that is the point. Thank you. It's funny because Kyle said that too somewhere. He was like, imagine if I was a person of color, what would have happened to me or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's the point. That's the point she's trying to make, is that no matter how you view this, the end result is a dude did get outside, like he did go outside and kill people. Whether by self-defense, whether by, he put himself in a situation that he wasn't destined to be at. It's not like his car was there and he got caught up and pulled out a gun from the back of his seat while his parents were there and they were like, honey, no, don't do it. And he did it anyway. It's not one of those situations. You extrapolate this to any slight offense that you might incur. And what we're trying to say is like, that's his rights, right? His rights. Why do we live in a place where that needs to be a possibility? Is the whole point of why we were at least saying probation. Hit the man with some probation. Maybe you shouldn't be carrying guns for like a couple years. How about that? No more gun-related offenses. Like, if the kid ends up going to college and becomes a school shooter, none of what we talk about matters. Because then we're going to ask, how could a system allow somebody to think that it was this way and that this was that way? It's the interpretation that people have of this, which is why we need to go back to Tim Pool. Because then it allows you to say shit like this. She doesn't care to learn the facts. She doesn't care about what is true. She just spreads lies willfully. Where's the lie? He said that. My man Kyle said that. Now, of course, that was later. But my man Kyle said that. So he's full of shit. 22.5K likes.
You guys, because I
4.1 retweets. Let's look at some of the replies. Narrative destroyed. Even though it literally says possession of a firearm guilty. And that is the key here. I don't want you to sit there and be like, oh, you know, you're a leftist. You want us to just believe what you say. You got the best takes, blah, blah, blah. I'm asking you, where does your line of thought end? Because right where it ends is where this shit begins. And if both of you are attached at the hip to this thought, then maybe we got a problem here. Maybe we got a problem here. Because if the response to this wasn't like this, then nobody would care. Because we honestly shouldn't care. But since they take it a step further, it makes us start to react a certain way, and then it's more culture war bullshit, even though we could all be on the same page about literally every part of this. You choose to disagree because you put yourself in Kyle's shoes for some dumbass reason. It makes me start walking down the way of thought. Well, if you put yourself in Kyle's shoes, then you probably wouldn't have shown up to a Black Lives Matter protest. And it's just so funny that you happen to be white and or conservative, and you kind of subscribe to the MAGA ideal about bootstraps and conservatism being the way. And like, I kind of think you just don't like black people. You see how I can get all the way over there? Like, I drank this eggnog way too fast. I'm supposed to do sports later. Yeah, nobody said that the eventing. Matter of fact, we just talked about that. We just talked about the difference between the protest and the riot. And protests can happen at night. Occupy Wall Street happened at night. How old was Andrew Coffey? Matter of fact, that's a good question. My age. It's 27. It's my age. Thank you. Oh, wow, you found it, yeah. Yeah. Wow, wait. So he was found guilty on all charges? So the screenshot you posted ain't even real? Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. See? See? Back to the crying liberal. Because their type of news, their type of commentary is about owning the libs. Now, Cody Johnson, Some More News did a way better, like, in-depth look at this than I could ever even dream to put together. It would take a massive amount of time. Go check out Some More News. But in the meantime, it's about owning the libs. So when you start to subscribe to these ideologies and thought processes and start watching these people, you're not getting any information. You're getting a spin on it that's so dangerous that it leads you down the rabbit hole. I'm trying to get you out the rabbit hole. I don't want to radicalize you. You can be a conservative. That's not the issue. Trying to get you away from these people, this thought, because this is the dominant conservative value right now. And if you don't believe me, why are all the new members of the Republican Party and the old ones all sticking up for this? Because that's what they honing in on. That anger, that fear. He faces a maximum prison term of 30 years. Yeah, he's still facing time, right? I saw some article about that. I did see an article about that. Once people recognize the entirety of MSM is equivalent to the 1938 War of the Worlds broadcast, but on every network, it gets easier to treat it like the fiction it is and tune it out. Same fucking media. It's clearly acting and bad acting at that. Former UFC, MMA, what will be the excuse for no flu season again? Followed by Andrew Yang. Oh my God, Andrew. If gas was at record highs, I probably wouldn't be shutting down pipelines. I'm just a dumb athlete, so clearly our leaders know better. Have to collapse the economy. Count Bitcoin. The clouds are coming. Once you get to a certain age, you start to realize that you've been getting played by the Democrat Party. They literally push their followers to the curb at the election. Jake, you saw Biden's lip dig response. So an athlete is spinning a thought from Tim, which is spinning a thought from who? Amber Ruffin. So in theory, as people go down the rabbit hole, they're not going to like somebody who's clearly the target of this conversation, which happens to be a black woman, which means if you put the pieces together and walk right through it, you might be able to see that for some reason...
That nigga, no!
I hate that shit. I have to turn them down. They are so loud. There's one where it's like knock knock. That's why I want more people to follow, because then it would be a chain of shit. It's when it goes knock knock knock. FBI, open up, and it's just supposed to scare me, and I turned them all up, and now it's just happening. Anyway, you can see how one might be able to make the rational conclusion that just by listening to these people and getting down this rabbit hole, you might start to have some disdain for the Democratic Party and the people that the Democratic Party usually backs, i.e. black people. Usually blacks, i.e. black people. I almost fucked that one up. Weird how all the Antifa people keep cheering for the state. Where's that happening? 28K likes. CNN desperately rattling off as much as possible because they know a serious lawsuit is coming.
This jury saw fit. We learned a lot of things in this trial that we should sort of go over, and I was just kind of reviewing some of the things that we learned in the trial that were not necessarily public knowledge before that. One, there has been a lot of talk, especially by politicians, about where Rittenhouse was the night of this shooting. And it turned out he was already in Kenosha, that he had family here, including his father, that the gun was here in Kenosha. He did not bring that over state lines. It turned out during this trial that we learned that the gun that he had a hold of, he actually could legally possess, according to the judge and according to the law here, because of the measurements of the gun. Had it been shorter and a short-barreled gun, then it would have been illegal, but because it wasn't, the judge said that...
Why do we live in a judicial system so complicated? Do you know how many laws there are? If the barrel had been shorter, if it was a short gun, then yeah, it would have been illegal. Like, I don't know. The irony and the coincidence that it happened to be the right like length for it to be legal, because I guess his father, like, that they only use legal guns in Kenosha, like, it, you see how this starts to become an unraveling of like, what the fuck is Tim Pool talking about? I'm not even going to continue that because like that's just fear mongering. Tim Pool retweeted, Rome, Italy rises against COVID mandates. Let's revisit this tweet in 2 to 3 weeks and see what the COVID cases are like. Oh, also, you're 75% vaccinated. While it will be a huge spread of COVID, you are following the mandate. You are following the fucking mandate. 75% of y'all. Hey, hello, Norfolk PD. Lieutenant William Kelly was wrongfully fired from your agency when, as a private citizen, he anonymously donated $25 to Kyle Rittenhouse's... Why'd you hashtag Rittenhouse's defense last year? Kyle has been acquitted on counts. When do you plan to reinstate? The entire force of the establishment tried to destroy Kyle and anyone who supported him. But the VP bailing out people that destroy neighborhoods perfectly acceptable. Verdict is correct, but he's not someone to support, which is the point I was going to make. Real Candace O started a fundraiser to support him.
Try to believe, though the going gets rough, that you gotta hang tough to make it. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down.
We making hero songs about him. A rocket launch is okay, but a pistol is lifetime in jail. Black people face this shit every... You be talking about being in a hood strapped. Illegal possession of a firearm. Self-defense. It's the neighborhood I live in. Now that's gun crime. Now that's gun crime. That's gun crime. That's gun crime. That's violent crime. This was not a violent crime. This was just self-defense. Being fired upon by police and then not knowing who the police are and shooting back. Nah, you were a drug dealer, bro. You should have been dealing drugs if you didn't want to deal with the police. Crazy. 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 Oh, it gets worse. Crowd chants the only solution is communist revolution at Chicago's protest against the Rittenhouse verdict.
Solution is communist revolution. The only solution is communist revolution. The only. That's what we need. We need that.
Something don't make sense here. That's right. How does communism fit into the Rittenhouse verdict? McCarthy was right. Something don't make sense here. Hold on. We got to do a little bit of work here.
If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it.
Something don't make sense here. That's what I'm saying. Something don't make sense here. I'm trying to like like add the thread here. Is this like what I was talking about the other side? Like this emboldening people to kill people who disagree with them, i.e. like fascism? Is this like an overreach? I think this is too far. I end the Trump era white supremacy. I don't know what Kyle Rittenhouse has to do with this. I would need to look up why this protest was. See, now I get to do some research, but I have to do research because that's not making sense to just be a post. Draconian vaccine pass, more guns. See what I mean? This is where it gets pilfery. More guns. As if the government doesn't have fucking drones, bro. Like, there are many pedophiles in Hollywood. Pedro Pascal and Mark Ruffalo support a child rapist. Makes you wonder. That's the answer. For the person who asked me in my chat, do you think he should go to jail? There's the answer to everything. Regardless of their past, the actions they took that night are what mattered. No matter how you look at it, these men are dead, and taking a life is a serious matter. I do feel for their families, but I also believe that Kyle was well within his right to defend himself. Perfect. That's the takeaway. That's perfect. That's the both sides. He killed people. I believed in his right to defend himself, but he still killed people. Like, that's it. I don't know how you could not like go, but then you get into these. Anyone who has pronouns in their bio is automatically placed in the do not take seriously category. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. This you? Right here, this you? I don't take people with pronouns in their bio seriously. I'm a white man. Yeah. Your bio says leave your stereotypes at the door. Ah. Yep, there it is. And the Alex Jones. The right really can't meme, huh? Jesus Christ. And he doesn't, Tim Pool's audience isn't like that, but we found multiple examples of that. Gang of 80, okay, yeah, right? This was what happened. He just said, LOL, nothing bad. Rage on behalf of the state, see? What defines innocence in America? Tamir Rice was executed for playing with a toy. Nobody was charged. Ahmaud Arbery went jogging, was murdered in broad daylight. Rittenhouse armed himself and killed people who were fighting for racial justice. He claimed self-defense. Again, you could go back and forth on that. This is the settler logic of America's founding myth. Whiteness must cast itself as a victim in order to justify its violence against those resisting its oppression. Welcome to the land of the free, home of the brave. The replies are hilarious. We should have never let the right think that their point of view was the alternative to anything, much less the status quo. Kyle was innocent, though. Man who agrees with the media, universities, corporations, and Hollywood thinks he's part of the resistance. The inclusion of universities in there is extremely telling. This is the toy Tamir Rice was playing with. If someone pointed this at you, how would you react? Keep going. No, he defended himself against rioters trying to kill him. Figure out the difference. When you go from raging against the machine to parroting legacy media talking points, sad decline. Why does fighting for racial justice these days always involve the destruction of other people's property, others' livelihood, others' safety? That wasn't a protest. It was a riot that resulted in $50 million in damages. You see all the details? It is not that your point is invalid. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I did an actual segment where I actually went from one point to another without losing the thread. Yo, Pineapple, where you at? I need my congratulations. This shit hitting. This shit, y'all see my sukana? Oh, y'all ain't peep. I could take them off now. Yeah. What up with the Jujutsu Kaisen? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at right now? Where you at? Huh? I don't know. You not here? I got the Itadori Yuji on the corner. You not here? You wasn't here. You not swinging with me in the gym, baby boy. Anyway, you see, it's not that your thread of thought is wrong. You bundled it with a bunch of bullshit. You bundled it with a bunch of bullshit. And what's catching me off guard is that you won't listen to me talk to you. And I think I know the reason why. And I know this is a random tangent. But for those who know what they just said in my chat and what they be saying in my comments, I think you just don't like when a black person tells you what it is. I'm telling you what it is. Y'all took it to another step. You took it a step further. Now it's about the right to kill people. Now it's, damn, if I was at Kyle Rittenhouse's place, now that if I was at Kyle Rittenhouse's place, I would have done the same thing. And at least the law would protect me. Black people have been doing that forever. And in matters of self-defense, jail. Weed, jail. Drug possession don't seem so bad when it's literally kids with ARs going out. Where was you when I was on my Tony Montana? I was at home playing League of Legends, not going to a volatile place to protect property. So as we've done this entire this is like part 4 at this point. It's not that I have a bad take. It's that you refuse to hear anything outside of victory. And I'm asking you, and the whole point of this, why? What victory? What did you earn? What did you gain? What social progression did you feel from the verdict being not guilty? And why do you feel that way? The Wisconsin jury has said that it's now legal to roam the streets with an assault weapon and shoot people. If you claim self-defense for people coming at you because you have an assault weapon, that was kind of my other theory. Is like, I guess I could see everybody else's point of view with it, like trying to stop the guy because they don't know what happened between the first one and it just looks like he's just killing people. Yeah, I could see. I could see where that. Are you trying to say that if people come at you because you have a weapon, you have no right to self-defense? I don't go attack people who have guns, bro. If they point the gun at me and I come at them, are they going to claim self-defense? Like, you see where we're going? And there it is. And there's the grand point. I don't even need to go through the memes, the dumb shit that oh my God, Andrew Yang doing Civil War talk, to pretty much point in case. He took an entire segment and absolutely guns save lives. Like, if you do not have a loaded gun on your person, you should be denied entry to public accommodations. Businesses have to check each person for the gun, and they should have to show it's loaded. Gun mandates now, guns save lives. You see what I'm talking about? Like, we could keep going, we could keep going, we can keep going, we can keep going, we could keep going, we could keep going. They could take the law into their own hands, but Kyle can't. Nobody said that. The video is clear, self-defense. Nobody's talking about that. Matter of fact, you right here, we're going to keep you in the chat instead of just, clipping you. Because I want to explain to you, after I've spent the last hour and 48 minutes, plus the last 2 hours in the live stream, plus the last 3 hours in that stream, so it's now been 7 hours of me talking about this, to explain to you one more time. It has nothing to fucking do with the verdict. I literally sat here and agreed and argued on Kyle's behalf and said that his rehabilitation with Tucker Carlson was like type sweet. So band people who disagree with you, like, follow the train of thought here. It is not the verdict. It is how people interpreted that verdict as a win. And we're trying to figure out why. Because it allows them to say dumb shit. And the dumb shit they're saying has nothing to do with what would possibly give rise to that thought, except they wanted it to happen in the first place to justify their own hatred. So why you typing? So what are you typing about, bro? They could take the law into their own hands, but Kyle can't. No, no one's saying that either. Anyway, I can't do Kyle anymore. I hope this dissertation into like everything. It don't even fucking matter because technically there's a part 5 because we gotta talk about Candace Owens. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to stay notified. I don't do long pieces. What's up?